Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is your tarot and oracle reading for the week ahead. So let's see. You have hostilities coming out in reverse, which is actually really good because this shows the end of hostilities, the end of bad feelings. If you have gotten into a feud or some sort of resentment or something with someone, I feel like it is coming to a close. Another thing that I'm picking up on is this could be lifelong resentment. In particular, I'm seeing like resentment towards your parents or your family that you may have been really unpacking for years. I feel like you're finally starting to feel like it is going away, it's lifting from you, and you're just radically accepting them for who they are. And, like at a very core level though, because a part of unconditional love is recognizing like you don't have to be a certain way to be a parent. You don't have to have a perfect life in order to be a parent. And I feel like you're sort of letting that sink into the core of your being, to the core of your soul, and really just in this spiritual space of realizing that everyone, not just your family, but everyone has the right to just be who they are, where they're at. And you're no longer holding resentment or hostilities towards people who cannot meet your wants or your needs, who cannot see things from your perspective. I feel like you're giving a lot of grace to these people and no longer holding anger, resentment, poison within your own being because of the differences that other people have. So that is such a beautiful message. I'm so happy you're going through this healing and seeing these changes within yourself. We have the mutable moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. I actually like the mutable moon and I like this energy because it shows that, you can change things up if you want. For example, if at the time that you're watching this, you're feeling lazy, like you haven't been getting enough work done, it's not set in stone. You can make a quick change and get the day going again. You can change the energy up before you go to sleep. You know what I mean? That's the sort of mutable moon energy that I'm feeling here. Like if you feel like the trajectory of a relationship or your week or your month or your year is going in a certain direction that you don't like, you can change it up right now, today, this week, okay? Like there's not a solid decision. If you're waiting for someone to come back to you with a decision, by the way, this is saying that they are undecided and the energy is still changeable. There's still time to negotiate. So, and then we have the card that says listen. You have to be willing to listen if you really want to understand someone. Now is not the time to be offering advice, but to be a compassionate listener. To listen fully and intently means to pay attention, not just to what's being said, but to what lies beneath the words. Yeah, this is extremely important. Being an active listener is extremely important. When someone is telling you a story, just really listening to understand and saying what they're saying back to them. Like, okay, this is what I'm hearing from you. Is that correct? Like, and allowing them to elaborate further if they want to elaborate further. That's what makes people feel heard. And it's such an important component in relationships. But also with this listen card, I feel like this sometimes comes out to say, the answers you need about someone or about a situation, they're already telling you. So listen to what they're saying and don't put on rose-colored glasses and hear what you want to hear from it. Really, truly listen to what they're saying and respect what they're saying. Beautiful. We're going to get 6 cards, 2 rows of 3 from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck to further elaborate. And you have the 4 of Cups. This card has been haunting this week's reading. It comes out like all the time. Oh my gosh. It's that energy of like just wanting a little something extra in life. Like you're content, you're fine, you can continue, but it's kind of like a sort of almost bitter energy where it's like, man, universe, when am I finally gonna meet someone who gives what I give in friendships and connections? Or when am I finally gonna get more money? When will my life finally take off? It's that sort of annoyed and somewhat bored energy that's kind of hard to describe, but Spirit is saying like we're offering you an opportunity this week to get out of that energy, so keep your eyes open. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, I'm getting a fickle energy, and honestly this does not feel to be very romantic oriented, although for some of you I'm sure it could be. Honestly, what's coming to my mind here is working with someone who is fickle. Okay, so a coworker may not show up randomly and they don't give anyone warning, and you're like, oh, well, we're totally unprepared and now I have to pick up the slack for you? Like, what? Or if you're working with the public, this could be a situation where it's like someone comes in, no reservation, no appointment, no nothing, and it's just very fickle. Like, are they going to show up? Are they not? Or maybe you have a customer, if you're like a business owner, who constantly like cancels appointments without warning you. And, I think some boundaries need to be put in place if that is the case, putting your foot down and saying, you're not going to be my customer anymore, or I'm not going to pick up the slack for you anymore. I'm not working more hours to make up for another coworker's incompetencies. No, like unless you're paying me, And even then, if I don't want it, I'm not taking it. So it is not my duty to be doing that. So I don't know. I see you really putting your foot down with that, hopefully. We have the sun. Okay, see, this is good. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I like. This is happiness. This is love. Like, nobody's, getting in the way of your peace anymore. And I feel like happiness is returning. A lot of connections or situations where you were feeling a little resentful. Maybe this already happened, actually. You were dealing with someone's fickle energy and, it got pretty like hostile, or at least your emotions towards them got pretty hostile. And this shows a resolution and everything going back to happiness and being integrated. So that is wonderful. I love that. This is also like going out and having a good memory. I'm seeing there may be a day this week where you're literally going out with friends or your partner and having a really nice time out. Second row of cards, fourth card out, Seven of Wands, defending yourself, standing up for yourself. It is unfair that you guys are putting me on the spot and pressuring me to sit here and perform unprepared. Like, you want me to do more work or, suddenly take on. Some of you guys, this could even be, there's so many examples, but another example that's coming to my head is, say you have like in-laws and they're randomly like, oh, we're gonna stay in town on this date that's very soon. Like, can we stay with you? And it's very short notice. And you're like, no, my house isn't clean. It's not a good week. Like, I was already in a mood because this crap coworker won't show up. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. So we are seeing energy here of defending yourself and protecting your peace in a sense. Like, if you're truly feeling drained and unable to give, like, don't pour from an empty cup. That's totally fine. And you can just communicate that to people. Like, look, I'm operating out of a really empty cup right now. And I just feel like having people over, it's just going to be too much for me. Or going out, it might just be too much for me. Like, I just need a solid couple of days to just sleep and recharge my energy and focus on me. I see you kind of setting that boundary with some people in a very kind way. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. All right. Well, I mean, if people can't respect that boundary, there's nothing you can do. And so I do, and this doesn't feel like an intense energy. I want to make that clear. This doesn't feel like someone really, really close to you, like a best friend or a romantic partner that you're having this issue with. Some of you guys, like, for example, if you're a freelancer or you have your own business, you may be losing a job or losing a customer, but it's like a customer that you don't even want to work with because they're fickle, they're flaky, they're rude. So it's like, okay, I'll miss out on that money, but honestly, like, the money wasn't worth it in the first place. So I don't know. I'm seeing an energy like that. Or this person may not like me anymore because I set my boundaries with them, but I don't really care, do I? So it's one of those situations, okay? Someone is not being a team player. And then they're accusing you of not being a team player because you refuse to pick up their slack, I don't get it. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it all comes back to like protecting your peace, wanting some extra time alone this week to just like fill your own cup back up, Definitely, and I see you doing that successfully. And some of you, I don't know why, I'm getting a vision of someone like in the sunlight reading a book, even if it's just through a window, or even if like you live in a place that's a lot warmer. I'm saying this and I'm looking outside and there's snow everywhere. I'm like, must be nice. But yeah, I'm seeing you kind of refilling your tank, your energy tank a bit, which is really, really cool. and resolving issues for yourself, like keeping yourself in mind, your wants and needs in mind. You need to protect yourself and what's best for you. So that's amazing. And I'm sure like you're going to listen to other people's thoughts, feelings, and perspectives. But at the end of the day, like you got to do what's best for you. And if that means that someone's, good energy towards you has to falter a little bit, like that's a sacrifice we're willing to make out here. All right, thank you guys for joining me. Watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest picture of what's going to happen this week ahead for you. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. If you want personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. Thank you guys. Bye bye.